I'm Eric Parker. This morning on CT21, the infrastructure bill signed by President Biden means $6 billion will be coming to our state. Connecticut's Commissioner of the Department of Transportation is here to talk about what kinds of things will happen with that money and when we'll start seeing that work being done. New Haven Mayor Justin Elicker nominated interim police chief Renee Dominguez to become the force's first female permanent chief. Interim Chief Dominguez, a 20-year NHPD veteran, is talking about this history-making nomination coming up. And in our Sunday Spotlight, Christmas trees. Will there be enough fresh trees to go around this season? The executive director of the Connecticut Christmas Tree Growers Association is here talking about shortages, but not necessarily of those grown in Connecticut. It's all ahead this Sunday, November 21st. CT21 starts right now.
From Channel 3, this is Connecticut's most watched current affairs program, CT21, with Eric Parker, sponsored by Hartford Healthcare.
Good morning. That much debated infrastructure bill, well, it's now law. And that means $6 billion in aid is coming to Connecticut. So where will that money go? Connecticut's Transportation Commissioner Joseph Giulietti is making a return appearance here to CT21. Commissioner, thank you for being with us. $6 billion is a lot of money, but something tells me you've got a list ready, like my kid's Christmas list, ready to spend that money. So what can people expect?
Well, Eric, as we talked about it the last time, we were ready for this. And when we talk about the $6 billion, that's just the start. We're looking at over $1 billion a year for the next 5 years comes straight into Connecticut. And it allows for all the programs that we had planned. It actually will increase what we're putting out by over 40%. So what it means, not only for the employees and here at the DOT, but as generally goes on with our contracting, about 1/3 of the contracting work is overseen and done by the state employees, and 2/3 goes out to the contractors and consultants that are out there providing the work that's going on there on the highway. So it means a lot for Connecticut businesses, a lot for Connecticut contractors. And when you say what's on the agenda, aside from the fact that that first $5 billion, 5.3 or $6 billion goes into both highways and rail, we're also going to have, the opportunity to go after another $30 billion on the Northeast corridor with Amtrak and making sure that corridor comes in, and another $100 billion that our congressional delegation is making available in competitive funds. And Governor Lamont has already said we're going to come up with the matching funds to be able to go after those. So we've got a lot coming at us, Eric. And good morning to you.
It is a lot. Good morning to you. You definitely woke our viewers up with all that long list. So where's the first places we're going to see a shovel in the ground, Commissioner?
And again, what you're going to see is where we've already started on projects that we're going to have to phase out. We are going to move those up. We're going to be able to increase the work that's going on there. So where are you going to start seeing it? We have already seen some of the highway exits that we've done the modifications on. We're going to continue that going down 91. We've got a big problem there where 691 and Route 15 come into 91, backs up every single day. We've got a major problem down in the Stamford area between Stamford and the New York line. We've got a problem coming eastbound on 95 going across. You've got it. Every one of the things that we currently have that we can accelerate those projects on the Gold Star Bridge, the fact that we still have to do work on the Mixmaster in Waterbury, exits 3 to 8 on 84. All the things that I've talked to you in the past about that we're going to be moving those, but let's also talk some of the rail things that are going to go on. We are going to right now. We brought up the level of trains to better than 60% of the trains are operating. We're looking up to 83%. I just got notified this past week from Metro North that indeed we're starting to see even heavier loading going on. So we're looking at when do we start to phase that in? How do we accelerate Walk Drawbridge to go and get that one done? And already we had gotten grants for doing both the Con River Bridge and Walk Drawbridge going forward. So a lot of work that's going to be done on both the rail side and the highway side.
Well, Commissioner, I joked last time you were on that I was the first guy to ever do an interview with you and not ask you about rail. So we got it in this time. Certainly one of the things we've heard a lot from you and from the governor is about that time from New Haven, from Union Station to Grand Central. Will this bill improve that? Because a lot of people are starting to get back into that routine of commuting into the city, and they care about how long it takes them to make that trip. Will this money help make that faster?
It most certainly will, because what has gone on, Eric, is that traditionally we did not do a lot of investing into the rail line. So there was a lot of areas where we had maintenance that needed to be done. We have 4 drawbridges that need to be replaced. So we've already started that program going forward. And as you know, during the pandemic, we took out, for example, the Waterbury line so we could increase the tie job there. We did a tie job on the Danbury line. We put a signal system in on the Waterbury line, all setting us up for being able to do faster speeds and be able to put more service out there. So yes, we have told that within the next year, you're going to start seeing trains that will operate 10 minutes faster going into Grand Central. I'd like to say that's the minimum. We're looking to do better than that as we look to get more of these speed restrictions off, now that we know that we have the money and we can ensure that there's going to be that work going forward. So, if I have anything to go and say, I do need to point out, we are going to need personnel. DOT is looking for good people. We've always had good people. We've got a lot on our plate coming forward.
So not only can you, improve the time into Grand Central, maybe you can get some of our viewers, maybe they want to apply for a job with you, Commissioner. I want to ask you about 2 of the big highway areas that I saw you comment about. I-95 from the New York border up to Exit 9 and I-84 in Danbury. 2 places that are, I think you use the term choke points, which is, I guess a term of art in your business. I don't think we have to explain to our viewers what that means. That's places you sit in traffic, Commissioner. So are those areas going to get better?
Well, first off, they've gotten a lot worse, okay, because where initially when COVID hit, we saw a drop in the number of cars that were operating on the highway. We are already back to pre-COVID levels on our highway. Our biggest problem right now is that there's a tremendous amount of speeding going on, extremely high speeds. And all your viewers will know that that's true because they've heard about the horrific accidents and they know what they're seeing out there. So when you say, are we going to be able to work on that? The answer is yes. We've already had the plans in place. It's an issue now of, following through with the environmental, looking at what our options are going on there, but none of this has been lost. In other words, we know exits 3 to 8 on 84. We know right now that most of the people that are using that are a lot of the people that are trying to get around the city of Danbury up there, and we're looking at ways to go and make that easier and better going forward.
Commissioner, only got about 20 seconds left. Last time you were on, we talked about that new left exit in Hartford going 91 to 84. People still grumbled about it after. Is it going better now? You got about 20 seconds.
Not only is it going better, we're opening it up and we're going to get into that second double lane exit, which is going to totally relieve that problem going forward. So to all your listeners, yes, I did, the same way you get some of your feedback on your show, I get some of that feedback as well. Tell them to stay tuned. It's going to get a lot better as it goes forward. All
right. Well, my feedback was make sure you ask them if it's going to get better. And I just did. Commissioner Joseph Giulietti, we appreciate you being with us here on CT21. We look forward to having you back.